Welcome to faction turn number 3, because it's July, and it's time. It's time for a visit to the greater reaches of Acheron Row to play out the mechanical aspect of all that drama that's been going on in the faction turn Discord in the last 30 days, give or take. I mean, it's been a lot. So let's talk about what's going on. If you're just tuning in for the first time, if this is not something that you have seen before, if you are like, what is up? How is this working? So the faction turn is what we do once a month to figure out where all of the things are going on in the background of Far Verona. So Far Verona is a tabletop role-playing game. We play Stars Without Number. We play it more or less every week over at twitch.tv/itmejp. It's awesome. It's fun. But it's only a tiny part of the Far Verona universe because the larger universe is controlled and managed and RP'd and lore built by you. I mean, maybe not you specifically, but probably somebody that you know. Everybody who is a patron of the RollPlay Patreon, patreon.com/roleplay, go check it out, at any level, gets a ticket to join the Discord server where you and 2,999 other people, it's actually more than that, I think we're around like 3,100 right now, can join you can join a faction. You can join one of our 13 factions, and you can play the game. And the game, ladies and gentlemen, is spreadsheets. Yes, that's right. The game is spreadsheets. So here's how we do. Here's how it goes. We're gonna take orders. I've got orders in from each of my factions. So each of these factions has submitted to me some orders for this turn, and we're gonna go through each of their orders, and I'm going to play them out. Now they don't know what each other has submitted. They've submitted these orders in secret from each other, and then I execute. So yeah, let's see what everybody's been up to this turn. Now, the reason that we do all this, like, what is besides the fact that it's fun, why do we do all this? Like, what is the purpose for a role-playing game? The purpose is we use this to create the background for the game. So, for example, we're just getting started. We're only like 10 episodes into Far Verona, but if you watch Far Verona, there's an episode, 2 or 3 episodes ago, where the character's spaceship, which is owned by House Crux, had to leave them on a planet alone to deal with some stuff and go off to Tootham. And that's because House Crux got in a big fight on Tootham. And so I thought, okay, so these things will happen as we go. So you'll see these things. So I'm doing this because it's fun, and I like diplomacy style games, and I like orchestrating other people's fun. I really like to there's a word for this, facilitate. I'm a facilitator. I like facilitating. And so I've been facilitating you, all 3,100 of you, in creating this universe together. It's a lot of work. There's a lot to do to make this work, but it's been very rewarding and very fun so far. So let's check in. Let's check in on kind of where we're at right now. I don't think there's any big changes that I need to make to any of this stuff. Some of the goals get updated this turn. We've got some new goals for some of the factions, and I think so far the relationship that everyone has with the party is pretty much the same. Now this will change if the party is in possession of a big ass bag of gold. Just a very large bag of gold. And I imagine if they take credit for it and they give that bag of gold to one of the factions, I may update this, move it towards friendly. We'll see where that big bag of gold ends up. Right now, the only hostile factions are Vagrant and the UPC. The Red Dogs are neutral because the Red Dogs are they're not the Loyalty Brigade. So if you've been watching, they're not They're a separate political entity on the planet. They've been up to a lot of stuff. So let's take a quick look at the turn last time and see sort of what happened. If you remember, there was a lot of movement. There was a lot of movement of assets from outside sectors or outside planets to Imperial planets. I'm thinking particularly of the Demagogue, the Psychic Assassin, and the Seditionist, all ending up on Almori, which is like kind of a big deal. There's House Vagrant added a Demagogue and another Demagogue and a Psychic Assassin. Almori got very crowded last turn. Almori is the Reticulum homeworld. It's a planet of the Houses Minor. Yeah, so there's been a lot of like shuffling, and I was really curious to see if that shuffling would end up in battle. So I mean, we'll see this turn, I suppose. This time through, what we're gonna do is I'm going to clear the turn order column, and we will find the first faction, and we'll get this party started. Because every turn it's a randomized order, and that can be very, very important. I know that there was some tension around the order this time, so that's cool. So our first faction for turn 3. Let me go ahead and add turn 3, which is July 2018. That's today. Our first faction is the Church of Humanity. So Church of Humanity Repentant, you get to go first. So let's sort the spreadsheet. There we go. All right, CHR, you were first this time. CHR number 1. Let's see what you want to get up to. I will ask you, as always, keep an eye on my math. Don't let me screw this shit up. I will do it. I will forget to give them their credits. Don't let me forget. Okay? You got to help me with this. That's what you're here for. All right. So, Church of Humanity Repentant. They have income of 5, which brings them up to 16. Baller ducats. They got 16 credits. Let's make sure that they don't have anything that adds or removes credits. Do they have any party machines? Let's take a look. Church of Humanity Repentant. They do have a party machine, so let's go back and give them one more. Woo, so rich. All right. Church of Humanity Repentant. They've got that one party machine. Party machine gives you 1 credit every turn. Nothing that costs them anything, which means they start with 17. They start with 17 credits. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to buy something. I don't know. This faction of theocrats. So their goal right now is to expand their influence. Put a base of influence on a new planet. This is a difficulty of 1. They have a difficulty of +1 if there is a contest and they succeed. So let's see if that's what they're going to get up to. Surprising no one, the Church of Humanity Repentant this turn is going to take the expand influence action. I'm not surprised. So they're going to expand influence. They want to buy a base of influence, a 1 HP base of influence on Yakia. Okay. Now, I know for a fact that Yakia has other planetary interests. Let's go see what might stop them. Now, you have to have something on Yakia. They do. They've got a Demagogue. But what else is on 0407? What else is on Satsos? Let's take a quick look here. I mean, let's see here. We got Demnoff. Nope. We got Heroa. Here's Yakia. Okay, so the UPC has faction operators on Yakia. So I checked in with them. I checked in with the UPC, and I said, hey, do you want to contest this? Now, what's interesting about this is I asked anyway, and you'll notice that I do this every turn. If you're one of the representatives, you'll notice. So I do this every turn. I ask, do you want to contest? Even if the UPC had said yes and had succeeded at contesting, they wouldn't have been able to do anything about it because they don't have anything that can attack. They have a CTN, and they have a base of influence. They don't have any attackers. So I just had to ask. I had to ask. The UPC is not contesting. They're not contesting this. So the CHR and the UPC, there is a friendly allowance, or at the very least, a tolerance of building it. So it's an unopposed. CTN doesn't have an attack. Look. Covert transit network. Attack. None. It's a logistics facility. Doesn't work like that. Okay. So that means that they're going to get the Church of Humanity Repentant is going to get they're going to get their base. So let's add that for them. Church of Humanity Repentant, base of influence with 1 HP. 1 HP. Okay, here we go. And it is on Yukiya. Cool. All right. Let's take a look at Yukiya. What's Yukiya about? Yukiya Matata. So Yukiya is a planet. Sure is. Yukiya. Okay. Yukiya is a TL4 planet that technically sort of belongs to Acre, but the UPC have undermined this labor planet, and so now they own it. So it's the UPC's homeworld. There's billions of inhabitants there. It's a temperate, human miscible, breathable atmosphere TL4 planet. Pretty solid planet. It has the tags revolutionary and tyranny. So the UPC has had to take some strong stances to deal with Acre on this planet. Acre has been sort of rejected from the planet, and now the CHR has got a foothold here. So that's interesting. Yeah, breadbasket of the Empire. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, let's go ahead and resolve that goal. So that cost the CHR 1. You're back down to 16. You only have 16 credits now, but you've resolved your goal. So you get 1 experience point. Congratulations, Church of Humanity Repentant. So there we go. Goal successful. I guess no contest. We'll note that first. No contest from UPC. Success. Completion of goal. 1 XP. Fantastic. Good work. Nice peaceful start. Would they have gotten 2 XP if the UPC contested without an attacking asset? Yes. Yeah, they would have. Yeah, because all it says is someone needs to contest it. However, I would ask and I would check, right? Because I can see kind of the diplomatic stuff that's going on, and I know you're all playing in good faith, right? So if I asked the UPC and I said, do you want to contest this? And they were like, yes. And I was like, okay, but this is in RP. This means you are opposed. You are directly opposed to the CHR. And that spreads out into the universe. People will know that. I will make a statement to that effect. I assume they wouldn't do it just to help their friends get more XP. That's sort of outside the spirit of the game. Again, technically you could, but I would wag my finger at you, and I would be sad. You don't want to make me sad, do you? All right. So that's it. That's turn 1. Congratulations, Church of Humanity Repentant. You are complete. So our next faction is going to move a bunch of stuff around. Our next faction is the Houses Minor. So the Houses Minor, they haven't really gotten to go this early before, so that's cool for them. Houses Minor, last turn they bought some stuff and they moved some things with their assets. So let's see what they're going to get up to today. What's funny about the Houses Minor is their all of their action, all the Houses Minor, all of your action is not on your own turn. It's like you're doing some stuff, but then all the serious business is happening somewhere else. I had a very long conversation with your representative about what are we going to do about all this stuff, but it doesn't happen until the end of the turn. So for now, on your own turn, the Houses Minor, they're going to take an action. They're going to buy an asset. Let's go give them their money first. So the Houses Minor, they have 9 now. They're going to get 7 more, which brings them up to 16. And then let's check what they've got. Do they have Party machine. They do not. They do not. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. So, good. That's cool. So they're going to buy an asset, and they're going to buy treachery on Tiber, which actually sounds like a pulp novel. Treachery on Tiber. A Dirk Dangerson novel, also drink. I did the thing. I went all the way around. Okay, so they're going to buy treachery for the Houses Minor. Houses Minor. They're going to buy a treachery asset on Tiber. Now, treachery, I don't know if we have one of these yet. Maybe we do. Let's see. Does anybody have treachery yet? Eventually, this word is going to lose all. Nope, this is it. This is the only treachery we have. So let's talk about what it does. Treachery is a cunning asset, I believe. Seems like it should be. Oh, yeah. All right, it's a cunning 7 asset. It is a TL0 because you don't need any special technology to be treacherous. And the description is, traders can attack an enemy asset. On a successful attack, the asset is lost. The treachery asset is lost. 5 fact creds are gained, and the target asset switches sides to join the trader's faction, even if the faction doesn't otherwise have the attributes necessary. What else is on Tiber? It's heavy. So they've bought some traders. What else is on Tiber? Or maybe they're gonna move it around because they have that hella movement stuff. Tiber is, what did I say? Oh, and I forgot the number 2. Yeah, thank you. 0406. Probably nothing because Tiber's their planet. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn what the lore is for that. Like, what is this treachery asset? And like, is it House Eridanus tax treacherers? What's its deal? I don't know. I'm excited. Okay. So treachery costs 10, I think. Yep. Cost of 10. Yeah, the repo men. Oh my god. House Eridanus repo men. I love it. Oh, that's so good. That would be awesome. Okay. All right. So they're going to do that. Now, they also have some other stuff they can do because they have an asset that they can use during other actions. So they're taking the buy asset action. They bought their treachery on Tiber. They paid for the thing. That's done. Now they're going to spend 4 credits to activate their transit web 4 times. So we're going to shuffle some stuff around. This brings them down to 2 credits. And I'm just going to copy and paste the moves because they were presented to me in bullet form, and God help you, that's what I need. All right. So transit web. Transit web is going to activate on Aomori. We're going to shuffle a bunch of stuff around. So we've got, let's see, we've got the transit web on Aomori to move the other transit web on Lovelace to Andophiel. Okay, all right. So one transit web grabs the other one and dumps it on Andophiel. So transit web 0205 to 0306. Okay, transit web on Lovelace. This one, okay. So this one goes to Andophiel. Boop. Okay. So there we go. So that goes, yeah, from, what do we say, 0205? Yeah, Lovelace to Andophiel. Okay, no problem. And that is the transit web on Aomori on 0406. Okay. So 0406 is just moving from here, Pamita Cha to Sig. Okay, that's a legal move. No problem. Boop, boop. Just pops them over there. Okay. All right. So the transit web's core functions get moved to Andophiel, which is the home of the High Church. It's also a little more central than Lovelace. So that's cool. Okay. And then they're going to move, they're using the transit web in Aomori to move the Book of Secrets from Lovelace to Hroa. So again, Lovelace to, where's Hroa? There we go. Okay. Yep. Still within 3. Okay, so Book of Secrets from Lovelace to Hroa. This will be important later. Okay, there we go. They're moving the popular movement on Lodestone also to Heroa. Oh, headed to Planet Serpents, hey? Okay, so Lodestone. 1, 2, 3. Yep, still within range to Heroa. Okay. All right, so that's the, what do they say? From Lodestone. Here we go. The popular movement. Gotta make sure I'm moving all the right stuff. Yeah, popular movement on Lodestone to Heroa. Okay, there we go. And then they're gonna move. Oh, they're swapping the commodities broker on Diomikado with the pre-tech manufactory. Okay. So 0506 and 0407. So 0506, 0407. No problem. Okay. All right. So that is a pretty simple move. That's commodities 0506 and 0407 pre-tech. Yeah, the houses mine are shuffling around this turn. That's not the right thing. Okay, here we go. So pre-tech manufactory on Heroa moves to Diomikado, homeworld of House Aquila. And then on Diomikado, it was the commodities broker, right? You wanted to move? Yeah. Okay, so that goes to Heroa as well. So Heroa's getting pretty busy. Not Heroa operation. Okay. So the reason all of this stuff works is transit web. Let me take a look here. Each activation of the transit web allows you to move things around. Let me read the description of transit web here. Actually, maybe I have the description here. No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. What is it actually called? Oh, it's just called transit web. Okay. It is a wealth asset. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. I was already past it. Transit web. For one fact cred, any number of non-starship cunning or wealth assets may be moved between two worlds within 3 hexes. So basically, no, the swap doesn't. It costs 1 every time you turn it on. Yeah, we talk about this every turn. You pick 2 planets and you shuffle things around on those 2 planets. It's just that the first 3 moves, the shuffle, the thing was they picked 2 planets, the origin and the end result, and then just moved 1 to 1. So yeah, it doesn't cost any extra. It costs 1 every time you activate it, but basically they could activate it as often as they can afford it and then just shuffle and flip and roll all this stuff around. It gives them the ability to have assets where they need to. And not just them, right? Anybody could buy one of those. So let's take a look at Heroa. Heroa's like bumping right now. There are currently on Heroa a fair number of UPC and Houses Minor assets. Yeah, right. Well, anybody who can get a TL5 planet. I mean, there's a couple just floating around out there. Just go ahead and build yourself a base of influence on a TL5 planet. It's easy. Just listen. Just crouch down, grab those bootstraps, and pull yourself up, all right? If the Houses Minor can do it, you can do it too. That's how that works, right? Yeah? Okay. Okay. All right, so that's it. They're done. They're good. We have squared away the Houses Minor. The next faction are the Deathless Mercenaries. So the Deathless Mercenary Company, come on down. Number 3, Deathless Mercenaries. So the Deathless, let's see what they're up to. So the Deathless are going to also expand influence. Let's go give them their money before we do this. So Deathless, you want to expand influence. So you get 8. You have 13 now. Does anything cost you anything? Post-tech industry? No, you're okay. Okay. The Deathless were recently gifted a strike fleet from the Houses Minor. Yeah, they were gifted a bunch of spaceships, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Did they buy it? Did you guys buy it? I can't remember. There was some stuff being passed around. Yeah. So that was cool. Deathless. I feel like Deathless more than I don't know about gifted. I mean, I guess so. You bought it. Gifted is a strong word. Secondhand ships. Given at a discount, I think. But that's cool. So you got a strike fleet now. So they are going to expand their influence, and they're going to do so to resolve their goal. And let's see where they're going to do that. So expand influence. They're going to build 1 HP, as always, BOI on Dio Mikado. Technically, the Houses Minor are the local government of Dio Mikado. They also have some stuff there. Let's see what is on this planet on 0506. We just saw some shit get moved there, I think. Yeah, here we go. So the Deathless have their strike fleet in orbit. The Houses Minor, and this is exactly the same deal, right? Where I said to the Houses Minor, I was like, do you want to contest? Even though they technically don't have anything they can fight with, which is sort of a dangerous place to be, but that's okay. They've invited in the Deathless, and so now the Deathless are going to get their base of influence. So welcome back to the core, Deathless, with your 1 HP base of influence on Dio Mikado, back on the Aquila homeworld. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, no contest threat there. So that means you get 1 XP, Deathless. Nice work. And I will record all that in the turn. So, let's see. Oh, God, did I hit the insert button? I did. It's like the worst button on a keyboard. Okay, build 1 HP, BOI on Dio Mikado. No contest from the Houses Minor. Successful completion of goal. 1 XP. You did it! Grats. Nice work. All right, so that is the Deathless. So next up, sorry, I'm just adjusting my spreadsheet here. There we go. I have other spreadsheets. So the next faction is the Trilliant Ring. Trilliant Ring, come on down. So the Trilliant Ring, y'all are number 4. Let me see. Did I get a? Yeah, some of these have. I should actually check. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. There's text for the Deathless before we move on to Trilliant. Some of the I forgot because this was the first one. Some of the factions have given me things to read. They've given me things to read out to you. So let me. We at Deathless Conflict Solutions are proud to announce our partnership with House Aquila, and by extension, the august and beneficent Synedrim Astral of the beloved Lords Temporal and Eternal of the Sacred High Houses Imperial, servants of the most serene Celestial Emperor, long may they reign, shepherds of Acheron Row Sector, guardians of the righteous. This partnership will allow DCS to bring better, faster, and cheaper service to our clients in the Imperial Core. The cooperation between DCS and House Aquila will consist of a joint training program in hostile environments on the Dio Mikado, while providing DCS with a force multiplier staging area in the form of the DCS Mystical Floating Isle of Buyan, a reconstruction of the original ships manned by the Legio 1 during their service. House Aquila also provides newly commissioned fleet of ships from House Fornex, collectively titled The Road to Redemption is paved with misplaced gifts, given in earnest to seek pardon for unforgotten injustice. Please contact your DCS representative today for any questions regarding our business, or reach out directly to Ivan Azarov, VP of Contracts, Deathless Conflict Solutions. Poetry. Hyper-capitalist mercenary poetry. Very nice. Very nicely done. Cool. All right. You did it. So let's see here. Now we can move on. Their shareholders must be very pleased, right? Okay, cool. I like it. I like seeing the way the factions. We're gonna wait till we get to House Vela. We're gonna have a fucking talk. We're gonna have a talk about House Vela when we get there. Oh boy. you want to talk about some shit. So yeah, Deathless. I gave them their experience. We're done. It's finished. They had 0. Now they have 1. Listen, I love Vela, but I think we need to have a talk about what's going on there with the STO. I know that there are members of the Houses Minor who are having some feelings as well, but we'll get there. There's lots of different ways to have a prosperous empire, okay? Let's not judge. Judge them by their successes, not by their behaviors. Listen, they got all the maps. What are you going to do? All right. So, don't even get me started. You'll see there's some other drama. There's some other drama too. Thankfully, though, the Trilliant Ring doesn't appear to be participating in any of this drama. Let's find them and set them up here. So Trilliant Ring, they are number 4, and their plan, surprising no one, to build a base of influence on Mona. Surprise, surprise, right? Like, that's their goal, and they're already trying to seize the planet, so it's fine. Mona continues to become Trillia 2. So they're going to, let's see, expand influence. There's no contest. There's no one else on Mona. Buy a, let me guess, 1 HP? Oh, it sure is. 1 HP. BOI on Mona. Occupation continues, right? On their way to seize the planet. So let's pop over and give them their money and do all of the things they need. So, Trilliant gets 13. Go up to 13 fat creds now. 13 bags of gold. Do they have anything else that gives them the party machine? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So many party machines. 3 of the 5 maximum allowed. So let's give them another 3. There you go. Their goal is to expand influence, which they achieve, which brings them up to 2. Okay. And yeah, right. The Trill know how to party. That's what I've been saying. They know what's up. Money, money, money. Money and parties. Gold. Okay. So, Trilliant Ring. So Trilliant. And they get a base of influence. Yeah, we'll do their goal thing last. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten. And that's on Mona. Here we go. On Pavis. So this is their planet. And then they also seize planet progress on Mona. 2 of 3. So as long as they still have an asset on Mona, at the end of next turn, they are done. And they have seized it. They'll become the planetary governors of that planet as well. Which is cool. Yeah, and they spent the fat cred, which brings them down to 15. And I think we're good. Cool. All right. Occupation continues. Fantastic. Nice. Okay. All right. So, that's good for them. They're all squared away. Good work, Trilliants. I don't think that they have an announcement for me. Nope. Okay. Good. So, next up, we have the High Church. All right, so the High Church. The High Church is number 5. Okay. All right, so High Church. That's right. Raise your cacti. Raise your cacti for the High Church. So they are number 5 this turn. They have a new goal. Because as we saw, they didn't have one last time. So let's give them a new one. The High Church. I'll give them their money too. So they get another 7. So they're up to 15. High Church, do you have any party machines? No. Okay. All right. So good. Your new goal, High Church of Messiah as Emperor. Your new goal is blood the enemy. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, cool. I'll update all these after, because the faction helper takes a second to run. But blood the enemy. Inflict a number of HP damage on your enemy's faction, on an enemy faction equal to your total force, cunning, and wealth ratings. So the High Church is out for blood. High Church is out for blood. So on this fine turn, they're going to purchase an asset. So blood the enemy, and then they're going to take the buy asset action, and they're going to buy treachery on Andophiel. Oh, damn. Treacherous priests. Cool. Now that costs them 10. It's their homeworld. Nobody's there to tell them they can't do it. Okay. And let's give them their asset. So, High Church of Messiah, Emperor, treachery on Andophiel. It's Ramus Krill. It's a Krill unit. Okay, good. That was easy. Treachery abound this turn. I know, right? All right, High Church. No in-character message from them today. So for folks who are watching and who are part of the thing, if you want to, it's kind of informally become a thing, but let's make it formally a thing. If you want to submit, like, at the most, like, I don't know, like a short paragraph or a couple of sentences or whatever of, like, announcement for me to make when I do your turn, you can do that. That's totally okay. Please, like, go ahead. You go ahead and do that. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Yeah. Yeah, a tweet's worth, or maybe a little longer, if you want to get poetic. It's okay. Okay. All right. So up next, oh, they're already on the list. Up next is the Prism Network. The Prism Network. All right. So the Prism Network, they get an income of 6 because they have a party machine. Because they did this math for me already, and I love them. Okay, so it's 8 and 8, 16, 15, 14. Okay. They have a, let's see, they're going to set their new goal as expand influence. And I bet you they're just going to do the thing. They're going to expand influence, and they're going to, let's see. They're going to expand influence on Demnoff. They're going to expand influence on Demnoff. Now they have a special announcement for this too. Let me read that, and then we'll get to this next bit. So, this is where the drama, this is the real drama. This is where this fucking drama started happening. It's a lot. Prism is happy to announce that House Vela is joining the Sector Trade Organization in support of its mission: peace, prosperity, profit. We are humbled to see such an august house take an active hand in helping the Empire recover from the Cygnus betrayals. We can only hope that more noble houses answer the STO's call for unity. It will take all of the Empire's citizens, both its free men and its nobles, to restore our mighty Empire. So, as you can see in chat, a potentially an unpopular choice on the part of House Vela. House Vela has joined the STO. The STO is a Freeman's Association. A Freeman's Association of very rich, sort of growing middle class members. Here's the question, right? History will tell, because in real life, this would have been a very, very smart move for House Vela, right? To join in with the middle class, because the middle class rose in our real world. History will tell whether this is a smart choice or not. House Vela could also be joining the STO to undermine it. Now remember, the STO is an organization made up of corporate factions, and now House Vela is giving them imperial, not backing from the whole empire, but they're making them seem legitimate. There's legitimacy. Yeah. Fascinating. I'm really into it. I think it's a very cool call. I mean, I've mentioned this before. I think that the 14 Red Dogs are proving themselves to be a combination of corporate and criminal, right? we don't have a Madari Syndicate situation going on here. We have this kind of other thing. They're bending my impressions of them, which is really cool. Yeah, they're like a true triad, exactly. They've got their hand in many pies, and House Vela has joined them, and I think that's super cool. Yeah, drama and excitement. So good on you, House Vela, for taking that leap, lore wise. I'm personally really excited about it. I think it's very cool to see the overarching factional stuff. I know some of the other factions maybe don't agree with your choices, but I think it's cool. I don't know how it's gonna play out for you. You might get your ass murdered, but good work. All right, so let's build that base on Dio Mikado. So there is a potential threat. There's a potential threat on let's see. Hold on, I gotta reduce there. There was a threat from Acre, but Acre, of course, is part of their pact, so they're good. They're good. So their progress on Peaceable Kingdom will increase by 1. Sorry, that's Acre. We'll get to you. We're still working on Prism here. So Prism, sorry, you're down to 13. There we go. You get your expand influence. You get 3 experience, and I will give you your new base. So Prism, there we go. Base of influence, 1 on Demnoff. Perfect. Okay. And yeah, I will say this. The faction representatives who are sending me your orders, don't be afraid to do what Prism did and just do all the math for me. Prism submitted, we start with an income of 6. This gives us a total income to begin with of 14. At the end of the turn, we have a fat cred balance of 13. Please, I'll double check your math, but if you give me a layout, it'll make it much faster for me to do it on the thing. So thank you for doing that work for me. Because you know me, I fucking suck at math, and I don't like doing it under pressure, so you're helping me out. Appreciate that. House Vela gives me the most detailed stuff. I get a separate spreadsheet from House Vela. It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I trust you, but I'm still going to check your math. All right, that's it. We're done with the Prism Network. Okay, so Prism Network, you're good. Nice work there. Now, speaking of the STO, speaking of big corporate dudes, and can I say, I've had a couple of really good conversations with the faction representatives. This last turn, before we do Acre's turn, this last month has been really interesting for me, both in terms of conversations with the group at large, but then several smaller conversations with members of the factions about lore, about their world. I had a conversation with Dealer Umbra last night about some of the just the tone of the universe itself. Yeah, it's really cool. You folks know how to ask interesting questions. I like that. It makes me really happy. Yeah, I'm really digging it. I'm having a good time with the spreadsheet game. All right, so acreage. You get your turn. So you are faction number 7. How's Acre? How's Acre going to do it this turn? Okay. So, you were... Oh, I didn't even write the Prism Network down. Number 6. Buy 1 HP BOI on Demnoff. No contest. Expand influence. From Acre. And successful completion of goal. 1 XP. Okay. There we go. Now we can move on. So Acre was, just like last turn, number 7. Slowly moving up in the world, Acre. 10, 7, 7. Just 2. Just 2 so far. And they are going to use asset ability. So this one's a bit more complicated, and Acre, like their friends, did me a solid and did the math for me. So Acre gets 7 base income, plus 1 for the party machine, -1 for their pre-tech researchers, which brings them up to 10. They are going to activate some of their money makers. They're going to shake their money makers, and they're gonna do some stuff. So they're gonna activate their post-tech industry on Tootham. Okay. So post-tech industry, I think, just gives them credits. I think this is our first, like, having a roll for today. Yeah, roll a d6. Okay, so let's see how that goes. So on Tootham, the industry on Tootham gets going. We're going to roll that d6. Nice. Rolled a 6. Okay, so rolled a 6, which means +2 fat creds. Yeah, +2. Okay, and there's your cash money, +2 fat creds there. So let's give that to them. So they're up to 12 now. All right, and then they're going to activate their pre-tech logistics on Demnoff. And that is, it allows them, pre-tech logistics, let me read it for you. This allows them to, like, once per turn buy something. So let me find where that one is. The logistics unit. It's not under the same thing. Logistics. There it is. Let's see here. These assets represent caches, smugglers, or internal research and salvage programs. As an action, it allows the owner to buy 1 force asset on that world that requires a tech level up to tech level 5 to purchase. It costs half again as many fat creds as usual, rounded up. So they're going to buy a counterintelligence unit. And it costs 9 credits instead of the 6. Normally it would cost 6. Okay, so they're going to buy pre-tech logistics on Demnoff. So let's subtract their credits. So that brings them down to 3. And they get a... Add me 1,000 more rows. Sure, I'm going to need them. Okay, so the Acre Corporation, they're going to get counter intel unit on Demnoff. Okay. Good. Okay, so it allows them to use it in the middle of another turn, but it costs them extra. So it made a 9. Okay, they're going to activate Commodities Broker. They have 3 of them on Demnoff. Cool. Okay. So Commodities Brokers, they're going to activate their brokerages. I think I have to roll for these ones. As an action, they can roll 1d8. That many fat creds are subtracted from the cost of their next purchase to a minimum of half normal price. So 3d8. They have that many, right? That's what that is. Let me look. Acre. Oh, no, they just have... Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's up to a maximum of that. So Commodities Broker. Yep, yeah, they have 3. There they are. So they're going to activate all 3 of them. Yeah, it's basically they just pile up a discount and then they can buy something, but the maximum discount, like if you get a discount of 32, that you'll lose everything above half of whatever you're buying. So if they get a really big number, they want to buy the most expensive thing they can get next turn because they'll waste the discount. Okay, so 3d8. Okay, so they got a discount of 9. So we'll make a note there. Not a great roll, but still pretty good. Now they can buy something up to 18 and still make use of the full discount. So that's significant. For next purchase. And then 4, they're going to Space Marines on Demnoff. Move to Yakia. So Space Marines can move themselves around. And that'll be the end of their turn. So let's move those Space Marines from Demnoff. Uh-oh, Yakia. What were we talking about? The bread basket? No, it's half off maximum. It's so you don't get free stuff with your Commodities Brokers. So let's see. Acres Space Marines, Corporate Space Marines. They have 2 sets, and they're only moving 1. So gonna move 1 to Yakia. Okay, there we go. Done and done. All right, the STO's got some muscle. People underestimate, like, Acre has buying power, and buying power can be converted into killing power. You got that bank account, you can make things happen. But the funny thing is, they're not very liquid. Have you noticed that? Like, if you look, like, they don't make a ton. It's not like they make a ridiculous amount every turn, right? Like, they make 7, which is, like, good. It's at the top, but they're tied from several of them. But they have all these, like, commodities brokers. They're like Fornax is the same way, right? Fornax is they've been making use of the other resources. Yeah, 7's a lot, but it's the other stuff. The problem is, if you want to go after Acre, they have a cunning of 1, so it's dangerous. Okay, so they worked on their peaceable kingdom. They didn't attack anybody yet. I assume this means next turn they won't either. Oh, that's right. Their cunning is 5. Yeah, not 1. They have 1. That's right. Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't make sense. Yeah, they have 7, 5, 8. Yeah, their cunning isn't 1. I wasn't scrolled all the way over. Sorry, we're changing now. Acre, you only have cunning 1. Yeah, that's what I'm. Sorry, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just randomly changing people's stats. You just got hit by the guild. House Crux has a wealth of 10, but their other stats are 0. And the Houses Minor, we're gonna roll their stats randomly at the beginning of every turn. Sorry, those are the new rules. I just made those up. Also, for every $10 you donate, you'll get a chance to roll on a table to randomly get new assets. We're going to monetize this whole thing. I got loot boxes for the factions. Now that I got you, now I got to monetize. It's time. It's time for those microtransactions. Okay. All right, let's continue. So next up, the brave, the bold, the shitpost. We're gonna do some Hus Vagrant. So Hus Vagrant, you were going 8th this time. And let's see what they get up to. So House Vagrant, do you have anything to say? No, House Vagrant has nothing to say. They are going to take the use asset ability. So no attacks from Vagrant this turn. And let's give them their money. So Vagrant, you are entitled to 4 income, which brings you up to 14. I didn't get an announcement. Oh, you know what? I got it late. It didn't go in the spreadsheet. Yeah, let me check in with you. I did get an announcement. It just came in. It came in after I put in the orders the first time. Let me find it for you. Yeah, I remember now, because it's part of another one. Let me look. Because I remember you changed it. If you want to resend it to me. Yeah, boy. Thank you. All right. Cool. Now we're ready. I will read this. I'll read this during. It says during your turn. I'll read it now, and then we'll move this stuff around. So you got your money, honey. And I will. No, that one's totally. It's not on Vagrant. That was on me. I put in their orders because they were in quite early, and then I just forgot to add it as a comment. Okay. All right. So. House Vagrant is using the asset ability. They're going to use their CTN, so Covert Transit Network. Okay, I'm going to activate the Covert Transit Net, and they're going to move a bunch of shit around. 2 of these moves, I think, are interesting. The red tide withdraws. So the demagogues, they just moved to Almori, are withdrawing from Almori to Tootham. Bigger fish to fry on Tootham, perhaps? So that's interesting. So that's pretty interesting. Let's take a look. So let's move those. They're moving their demagogues to Tootham. Okay, good. That's fine. So they head back to Tootham. Now this is the one that's really interesting. This is the one that I'm particularly excited about because I don't know if this is like an intensely aggressive move or what is going on because their announcement is so fucking vague. I'll let you decide what you're going to do here. So their last one, they're moving again. They're moving off Aomori. They're moving their psychic assassins from Aomori to Maya. Maya. Which is like the neighbor of Imperial Prime. It's the Fornax Shipyard homeworld. What's going on, guys? So let's go ahead and change that. So we got vagrant assassins in Imperial Prime. Interesting. So the announcement, the cryptic announcement, to be announced here. House Vagrant has asked me to read this. I imagine this is like a piece of a larger like communications protocol or something snatched from the pirate network, requesting confirmation of Cerberus protocol. Requesting confirmation of Cerberus protocol. So, yeah, that seems totally non-threatening. That's fine. I'm not creeped out or weirded out by that at all. Okay. All right. So, are you ready for the big one? This is the big one. This is, we're going to roll some dice. This one's this is the most complicated. This is turn number 9. It is the Unified People's Collective. And this is where we get into the deep shit. Okay, so here's what's happening. The UPC is going to make some moves. The UPC is setting a new goal of expand influence, which makes sense. They're influential. That's their jam. So the UPC, let's see, where are they? There they are. They go up to 7. UPC, do you have any party machines? I can't remember. You do not. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. You are secretive, so you have your cunning assets for stealth. And then, yeah, we'll give you your new goal. That's good. Okay. Fantastic. Now, what are you going to do with your turn here? Y'all. Expand influence. Okay, that's no surprise. By a base of influence. 1 HP. On Heroa. Okay. Sure. So this is contested by the House's Minor. So let's talk about what happens. We haven't had a contested one yet. So, expand influence. Here's the order in which this happens, and we're going to try to take it nice and slow. I've walked through this with both of the factions in question, and we're going to see how this goes. There's going to be some attacks and some other rolls. So, let me see where the action set is here. Faction actions. Got it. Okay. The faction buys a base of influence on a planet on which they have at least one other asset. Let's dateline Heroa. Let's take a look, because we're talking about Heroa being a little crowded, hey? So, Heroa, here we go. The UPC has surveyors and lawyers on Heroa. Okay, good. Fantastic. Surveyors are going to be important because they give them a bonus, but we'll talk about that. Okay. The faction then rolls 1d10 plus cunning rating against similar rolls by every other faction on the planet that would like to contest. I asked the Houses Minor. They would like to contest. So we're gonna make a roll. We're gonna make a roll to see how this goes. They need to make a CVC roll, and if they win, if the UPC wins, they just get to build their thing. That's it. Now let's see what surveyors do. Surveyors, give them a bonus. The presence of a surveyor allows an additional die to be rolled on expand influence actions. And we talked about how whenever it says an additional die is to be rolled, it's advantage. It's exactly the same effect as where is it? Plutocratic or whatever. Okay. So here's the target number. This is what is the cunning of the UPC? I think it's pretty good, I imagine. It's 1. Cunning is 6. Okay. So we're going to roll a d10. We're going to add 6. Okay, a 9 or a 14. That's much better. Okay, so the difficulty is 14. 14 to beat. Okay. So the Book of Secrets complicates this. So the Book of Secrets, I have very detailed instructions from the Houses Minor. So, regarding the Book of Secrets, only use it if they lose this roll, right? So the Book of Secrets allows them to force or do a reroll. So I'll read the description. Exhaustively catalog psychometric records on important and influential local figures, allowing uncanny accuracy in predicting their actions. Once per turn, it allows the faction to reroll 1 die for an action taken on that world, or force an enemy faction to reroll a die. It can only be forced once per turn. So the Houses Minor are gonna roll to defend, right? To see if they get to attack. If they fail this roll, they want to reroll. So they get a D10, and I believe they have a +7 on theirs. Because the Houses Minor have 7 and everything. Okay. All right. So they're going to roll a +7. They have told me if they fail, they have cunning 1. So they have advantage 2. So if they fail, they want to reroll. Okay. They have failed, which means they have to use their Book of Secrets to try again. If they fail again, the UPC simply get to build their base. If they succeed, we move on to the attack phase. Okay, there it is. That's it. There's no attack. Let me double check and make sure that that's what's going on. So only use the Book of Secrets if we're not successful, if they lose the roll. And that's it. Yeah, choose which die roll. Yeah, and they laid it out. So that's it. They had the advantage. This was the only time they had to use it, and that's how it goes. Okay, so the UPC will get to build a 1 HP base. I think that's how it is, and they have something for me to roll. So what I really like about this this system, and I know like tensions are high, and we're all kind of like, worried about if we're like doing the right thing. I'm gonna give them a section. I know that the people who are making the rolls here, they're in chat. So if I misinterpreted your orders, please just like let me know. Bask on the yeah, make sure I rerolled the correct die. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm checking. So go ahead and they reroll. Oh, so okay. So it's unclear. It was unclear on your orders. You wanted to reroll the enemy die, not your own. Okay. So let me roll. You want me to roll that again? Okay. All right. So the 14. We'll go back. I misinterpreted orders. That's okay. This is the first time we're doing this. No, they gave me orders that said here, based on the value of the die, they wanted to reroll, so that's fine. Let me look at it. This is the thing, and everybody's going to get all like up in arms about it. I'm trying to be as fair as possible to both sides here. So in advance, the Houses Minor said to me, okay, I can delete all the, or I can ignore all the attack stuff. There was something that came after the attack. So it says, if, when using the Book of Secrets, choose which die to reroll based on the following. Value A, 10 minus the Houses Minor roll. So 10 minus, what did you roll on your first one? You got a 9. So 1. Value B, Defender roll, minus 1 is 13. So it was higher. If value A, yeah, reroll the Defender's die. Okay, so that's why you're the Defender. That's why I got confused. Yeah, but the UPC's other die is, yeah, okay. All right. So let me reroll. It makes more sense that way. Let me reroll the D10 here. So we're rerolling the UPC's die, and then we'll reroll the die for the Houses Minor. But wait, hold on. Does the math then stands? I think I did it right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I did it right. Okay, we're gonna leave it. We're fine. We're leaving it because yes, I think I got it squared away. We're fine. Yeah, I did it right. Yeah. Okay. Because they're the Defenders. That's why I got confused. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you. Right. Okay. So yes, we're good. We're gonna leave it there. I know it's confusing, but based on what they said, I did it right. I thought so. Okay. See, this is the thing. I want to do it correctly so everybody feels like they're being treated fairly. But these things can be complicated. But yes, it was to reroll. Okay. All right. So we're fine. It's a 1 HP BOI. We can move on. So they're good. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the faction sheet and we'll continue it. And this is the kind of thing, like, this is the first time it's happened. If there is some confusion about these things, we will need to, yeah, Book of Secrets is very complicated. So as much clarity as is possible, and I got to go with what I have. And that's, yeah, Defender, roll, UPC, etc. And you'll have a chance next time to get rid of them. Okay. So UPC, they get a base of influence with 1 HP. Right. And that's on Verona. Okay. And yes, UPC have a message to read, but I'll save that for the end. And so this comes in stealthed because everything they build does. Little sneaky UPC base. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, thank you for like bearing with me for this stuff. I will now subtract 1 from the UPC. They get their XP. This is the thing. The game is not built for this, so we're inherently having to like kind of gently move through these things and be patient with each other. Okay. So the Houses Minor, yeah, they know, and that's right, it was contested, so they're actually at 4. So the Houses Minor know that there is a UPC like base somewhere on their planet. They just don't know where, and they will have to track it down and work it on out. Okay, cool. Whoa, wow, keyboard. What are you doing? There we go. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So yeah, and there is a chance too that even if they get attacked, they can still you can still go after them, right? Like you can still build the base. A 1 HP base of influence hidden under stealth is still quite vulnerable, but it's cool to see the development there. And again, like I said, tension is always high for these things, and to me that's a product of everyone being really invested. So thank you for giving enough of a shit to like care about each die roll and what it means to the universe we're all building together. I know it can be a little tense sometimes for all of us. So good work. Okay, so the UPC, with a little bit of luck and a good roll, yeah, get House Crux in there. Let's talk about their announcement. So the UPC would like me to announce something for you. Following fruitful discussions with local organizations, the Free Commerce Initiative has found it beneficial to establish closer ties with the serfs of Roa to address the ongoing labor crisis affecting the empire. Bum, bum, bum. Shit's getting undermined. What's great about this is any attack on the UPC looks like a human rights violation. Because now all they can do is, like call in the space cops to stomp these guys out. And the UPC can be like, help, I'm being oppressed. Come see the violence inherent in the system, which is cool. And that's what I wanted, right? Yeah, they're peasants. They don't have rights, but also like, they're a faction. They're a significant faction. Yeah, human rights. Sure. Oh no, poor peasants. Listen, the middle class is rising, man. Middle class is they're on the up. All right. So let's talk about spaceship creation, shall we? Except that they're not actually building spaceships. It's time for House Fornax. House Fornax. So House Fornax, you are number 10 this turn. You are number 10 this turn. Wait, where did you go? Oh, it's because I put... Beep, bloop, bloop. Oh, I have to put like zeros before all these, don't I? God damn it. Stupid multi-digit bullshit. All right, whatever. All right, Phonex, you are number 10. And you are going to take the buy asset. Oh, maybe you are buying spaceships. Let's find out. Buy asset. Let's give you some money. House Fornax. You get an income of 5. 12. Yeah, if I delete the number, it'll sort it properly. Can't hear Adam blasting the International. So they're not attacking. They're buying an asset. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. Okay, so House Phonex, they're going to buy covert shipping. I'm going to buy covert shipping. Covert shipping on Maya. Now let's see how much covert shipping costs. And do you have any discounts remaining from your last turn? No, they just bought shit last turn. Okay, all right. So covert shipping costs how much? 8. Okay. Okay. So that brings it down to 4. House Fornax. And they bought covert shipping on Maya. Now, this is the one that really confused me. This is the announcement that I was like, wait a goddamn minute. All right? I don't want to make assumptions about what's going on here. But I got to tell you, this one's got me wondering what is going on in outer space. Okay, you ready? So all ships, Cerberus protocol confirmed. Return to Maya, all which are lost. Be welcomed at our hearth. What? And people be up on House Vela this turn. I will say this. If House Fornax was able to reincorporate Vagrant into their house, like take them on as some kind of like minor like vassal organization or something, it would give them a huge advantage. Yeah. Fascinating. That's a hell of a fleet. So I am super curious about what that's going to mean. So yeah, there you go. Cool. All right. So let's carry on. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Everything's great. Okay. I mean, one way to destroy your enemy is to make them part of like you, to absorb them, right? Maybe you don't have to stamp them out with the jackboot of Empire. Maybe all you need to do is just make them go away by making them part of who you are. I mean, it'd be hard to like. I feel like the church would probably have some problems with this. I know the other factions will probably likely look ill on it. It would be seen as lowering Fornax. But what's great is that Fornax is doing this at a time where everybody's already freaking out about Vela. Like, there are hardliners in the Empire right now who are just like, what the hell is going on? Like, these houses playing nice with our enemies? What we are, the blood of the Emperor is being diluted. Yeah. Yancey would not be pleased to hear this. Good thing Yancey belongs to House Crux. Good thing. So, all right. So there's some more interesting shit going on. And I don't have like an announcement from this faction, but I believe their plan is to release like a press release on this. I've seen some notes floating around. Next up is the 14 Red Dogs Triad, and they've got some news too. This is also going to be interesting. This is also going to be an interesting one. This turn's a hell of a thing. So what is this? This is number 11. Yeah. Okay. And they are, I actually really like this one. I thought that the conversations for this one has been going on like literally all month. So they're going to take the action, and I got to make sure I'm spelling this right. They're going to seize planet. So they're going to seize planet. So the 14 Red Dogs Triad are looking to become the legitimate government of another planet. They go up to 7. And I think, let me double check and see if they have any party machines. Red Dogs, you got party machines? You do. You got one. Okay. So that makes it go up to 8. Okay. Oops. I just renamed the spreadsheet 8. No, Adam. There we go. All right. The Red Dogs party machine gives them their extra credit. They have researchers, which I think brings them down 1. So we're back down to 7. And now, yeah, thanks everybody. And now we get to seize planet. So let's take a look at the planet they would like to seize. Their intention first, before they do that, they're going to spend, I think, let's see. Yeah, so they're going to spend 1 FAC cred prior to their taking action. So move surveyors from 0400 to 0902 with covert shipping. I love the shipping stuff that they can do without having to take that action. So it costs them 1, which brings them down to 6. They're going to move those surveyors. They've got a surveyor team, and they're moving them, and then we'll talk about where they're going. Red Dogs, here they are. So surveyors from comma to 0902 to Jelva. So the inmates want to run the asylum. That's so cool. We've been talking about this for a while. I love this idea. So Imperial Correction Facility Gleipnir. They are the Red Dogs are moving, and they are moving to seize the planet. They are seizing the Imperial Corrections Facility. This is the biggest prison planet, has billions of inhabitants, and the Red Dogs are going to take over. They want to take over. They're making it their own planet. Yeah. So that's something. So Seize Planet is becoming it's like what the other faction is doing with Mona. So they don't have to make a roll or anything. They're gonna just seize planet, seize Gleipnir. Okay, and yeah, keep an eye on the wiki. They've got some lore coming up about this. I don't want to spoil it. I've seen it, so we'll let you figure it out yourselves. Okay, so seize planet, progress, Gleipnir. 1 of 3. All right, because that's how seize planet works, right? You gotta hang on to it for 3 rounds. So August and September, and then they'll become planetary government. You do not need to roll. They're not building a base of influence. They just have surveyors here. It is a narrow hold. But they just moved surveyors, so I have a feeling they're going to do precisely. They're following Trillion's footsteps. I have a feeling next turn we're going to see a base of influence on Gleipnir. Yeah. Okay, great. Cool. That's it for the Red Dogs triad. They've begun seizure of the planet, of the prison planet. All right, we're almost done. We got 2 more. Let's see. So Fornax, Red Dogs, they're done. We got 2 more. Next up is House Vela. So House Vela is number 12. House Vela, new goal, expand influence. Does Vela have, did you give me a note, Vela? You did. Okay, let me see here. All right, let me read it before we do. Actually, I'll give Vela, yeah, they're not doing anything like crazy except they're like joining with the STO. Their lore stuff is crazier than their actions this turn. So let me give them their money and we'll handle all that. So 7, 12, and then their new goal is expand influence. There we go. And they are going to do they have party machines or anything like that? Yep, they do. So you get bonus of 1. Okay, so it goes up to 13. Not 1,000. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So they're gonna build a base of influence. 1 HP BOI on Ergus. So Ergus. Well, let me read you their announcement. Valen's surveyors have successfully founded a new research outpost on the frozen planet Ergus to be used in search of fabled pre-tech research and ancient archives of lost knowledge located somewhere on the planet. Efforts have begun to excavate a rumored pre-tech ruin located below the keep of a tyrannical local government leader. So Ergus is one of these like weird offside planets. 0700, which is, yeah, way the hell up here in the Soliquan system. So Ergus has the planetary, it's a TL2 planet, but it contains a preceptor archive. It's mostly ice. Ice and TL2, billions of TL2 tyrants. So yeah, Vela has showed up and they're just here to do research. But the question becomes, who benefits from House Vela's research now? Who's going to get, if they discover pre-tech artifacts, how do we not know they're going to hand them over to the STO instead of the Empire where it belongs? Everybody looking side-eye at everybody else, and it's exactly the way it should be. I mean, that's the thing. They have a monopoly. The SEO is part of the empire. I mean, yes, that's technically true. They have ties to criminal organizations. I mean, the point is there is no my job is to be the voice of the general populace. I'm going to throw shade at everybody because I'm just the sort of flippant, like, I'm the tabloid news reader of the empire. There are no criminals in the 14 Red Dogs triad. Of course they're not. Isn't the empire a criminal organization? Whoa, that's UPC talk. All right, so they're going to build a 1 HP BOI on Ergus. No contest. They get to do it. That's right. It's my job to stir that shit up. House, Vela, base of influence, 1 HP, Ergus. Okay. Good. You did it. Congratulations. Cool. Yeah, I'm super curious. There's always so much like, what's going on? Why are they doing this? What's happening? It's fascinating. All right. Thank you, House Vela. All right, and taking up the rear. In the rear with the gear. Nice simple turn from everybody's favorite fur boys. It is House Crux. So House Crux. Oh, and yeah, Vela, you get your XP. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. House Vela. Nobody stopped you, so you just get 1. And that's the way you like it. All right, cool. Vela has laid claim to Ergus. What's going to be fun is in like 5 or 6 months when we're like, everybody's got all the planets. Yeah, I read Vela's announcement already. Yep. Okay. Let's take a look at the last one. So Crux, you're going to get your balance of 5 goes up to 9. And you are going to take the buy asset action. Did their HP get changed to H? Where's that? Oh, XP. Yeah, you have H now. You don't like having H for your experience points? Come on. It's like way better than 2. Your cunning is 1. Your wealth is now M. And your force is the emoji for a traffic sign, for like a stop sign. Yeah. Actually, we're going full Montessori on this shit. Everybody's stats become emoji now. Yeah, so sorry. That's how that goes. Okay. All right. House Crux. House Crux, you were purchasing something. You were going to purchase, what are you buying? Cyber Ninjas. Aw. To replace the ones that you lost. That's cute. Okay. Crux Cyber Ninja Squad. Going full Tom Yancey. Nope, the faction is not Cyber Ninjas. House Crux, Cyber Ninjas. Cyber Ninjas are auto stealth, right? Cyber Ninja. Cybernetic Ninja Heroes. Are they auto stealth or are they not? Oh, Fornax. God damn it. Here we go. They are not. No. Okay. All right. Cool. So, and do they have party machines too? Okay. One thing at a time here. I gotta give them their ninja. Okay, that's done. How much do they cost? And then I'll make sure to give them their party machine. Yeah, they have 2. Okay. So 11 and then subtract whatever the ninja costs. 6. Okay. So you're down to 5 again. Okay. I think that's it. We've bumbled and stumbled through all the math and we have landed here with all this business. Cool. Wow. All right. Well, So for me, the big shit is, yeah, Big Owl. If you look at the announcements in the Discord, I've already made all those trades. All that stuff happened already. Yeah, things are. Gosh, I'm so curious about. I'm so curious about the shifting, like Vela and the STO and House Fornax offering this invitation to the vagrants, alliances being questioned. It's a whole thing. Fascinating stuff. Thank you, as always, for your participation in the faction turn. If you would like to get involved in the faction turn and walk gently through this beautiful garden of math with me, go to. Oh yeah, that's right. I meant to go back. Deathless, you owe me a credit. I forgot to take away your. There we go. Thank you. I got it now. So if you want to join me and the rest of your fellow factioneers to participate in what I would consider to be the main game of Far Verona, but you can also watch like a cool TV show based in the same universe. You can do so. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/roleplay. If you have $1 a month, you can jump in, you can join a faction, you can play along. As much or as little as you want. You can build lore, you can contribute to things big or small. You can participate in the politics to whatever degree you want. And and you can play along. So that's our jam. Honestly, like that's kind of how I've always seen it, is that the show is really cool and I love it and it's fun, but the show is, for me, a live representation of the thing that takes up. I spend way more time on the faction stuff than I do on the live show. Damn, like so much more time, so much more energy. So please get involved, give it a try, chuck $1 at it, join the faction turn, play it for a month and see what happens. See if you like it. This is what we do. We do this at the end of every month. Usually it's a Friday morning, and we see what happens in the faction. And all of the stuff that happens here, one way or another, will affect the world in the show at some time. The times are not intentionally linked, right? It's not 1 month in game is 1 month in the faction turn. We do the faction turns in real time 1 month, but in the show, all of the stuff that happens eventually will make its way into that. But they're not linked up, right? They're not in faction turn 1. It's not happening in real time. These are just events that are occurring, and I will pull from them to affect the game. There's also going to be some time skips between missions. So it'll be like you get off Honglu and 2 months go by, etc. But keep an eye on the live show, because as it gets closer to the year 3201, we get closer to needing to elect an emperor. And I'm starting to see the political platforms that are getting built around these emperor. Like if Vela puts up an emperor, that is going to be a very middle class friendly emperor. But if House Crux goes for the seat of the empire, it's going to be a very different situation. So I'm looking forward to that politicking. You'll have several months to sort of plan it as the show gets there. And as we get closer, I'll pick a date and I'll let everybody know, like a real date when we're going to do the vote. So yeah, cool. Well, thanks for your involvement. Thank you for your passion, everybody. Thank you for being patient with me while I work out the rules. And I hope that I will see you again next time for more faction turn. Or at the very least, I see your lovely face in the Discord. Thank you for coming. We will see everybody next month for faction turn number 4. Bye, y'all.